ഏത് ക്ലാസ് തിങ്കളാഴ്ച പിന്നെ അടുത്ത തിങ്കളാഴ്ച നാളെ ക്ലാസ് ഈ സമയത്ത് ഒരു ക്ലാസ് നാളെ മറ്റന്നാൾ ഒരു ക്ലാസ് ഇപ്പം 3 ക്ലാസ് പറഞ്ഞു ക്ലാസ്സാണ് അല്ല അതിൻ്റെ 2 ക്ലാസ്സാണ് അതൊന്നും ഒരു ക്ലാസ്സാണ് നാളെ എല്ലാം അതൊക്കെ നോക്കുന്നതാണ് അല്ല മോട്ടർ സ്കൂട്ട് റെക്കോർഡ് ചെയ്ത് വന്നു റെക്കോർഡ് ചെയ്തത് വന്നു Okay, so how the VFD can improve? Yeah. I have sent you all these slides, today's slides in the morning, all the additional slides. So you can go through the slides, whatever the doubts you have, you can ask me in the evening classes. So VFD, basically, another advantage of VFD is that it improves the power factor also. Okay, so variable frequency drive will improve the system power factor to which it is connected because the motor reactive current is supplied by the DC bus. The supply which is going from the DC bus. So in this case, this will only improve the displacement power factor, and modern VFDs are with the AFE. AFE means it is using the transistors in the front end. I'll show you that one. What is AFE? So VFDs with AFE draw almost sinusoidal current from the supply, so the power factor on the source side can controlled up to unity and generated harmonics are minimum, so the system distortion power factor is not affected. So VFD improves the power factor also, because you see the DC bus is all capacitors. So from there is the input which is going to the inverter side. Let's see this, where we have stopped it. So this was the last slide we stopped it. So we have seen the starting current difference. VFD is 100%, star delta is 200 to 275, soft start is 200. Okay, auto transformer is 400 to 500. These are the starting current, percentage of the full load current. And other thing is active front end. What is this active front end? Active front end is very simple. This only thing is that instead of the diode, they use a transistor or they use a IGBT in the rectifier sections. So active front end acts as a control rectifier. So normally what happens, normal rectifier, it's not controlled. It is just on and off rectifier. But if you want to control the rectifications, you can use like a thyristor. By varying the firing angle of the thyristor, you can make a control rectifications. So this is what the active front end. Some of them you'll find like VFD, this is active front end. Active front end means front end is active. There we are using like transistor, this thing, IGBTs, thyristors, etc. So active front end drive replaces the diodes in the rectifier with IGBTs. Okay, active front end replaces the diode in the rectifier with IGBTs, which will significantly reduce the harmonics and allow the regenerated power to be fed back to the supply. This is very important. Suppose that means when there is a brake is applied to the motor. So what happened? IGBT like allows a 4-quadrant operation, a regenerative braking, meaning the motor can produce either positive or negative torque during either the forward or reverse motor directions. And when the torque and the motor rotations are in different directions, like it acts like a generator, the motor, and the power produced by the motor can be fed back to the electrical supply for regeneration. This is possible only with active front end. So this eliminates the need of a large resistor bank. Otherwise, what happens? Suppose the ship is going forward in full speed. All of a sudden, you apply a brake to the motor, you give a crash stop. So what happened? The energy generated by the motor has to be dissipated somewhere. So then in that case, you need a resistor bank. You need a resistor bank where the energy has to be dissipated. So that is why these drives you will find heavy resistive bank. When you apply the crash stop or a reverse, the energy has to be dissipated. But in this case, front end case, you don't need it. The energy can be given back to your systems. That is the regeneration braking. You see here, this is active front end. Here you got the IGBTs and the converter section here. And the inverter also got a IGBTs. So rather than using the diode in the rectifier section, rather than using the diode here to convert the incoming AC power to the DC, an active front end uses insulated gate bipolar transistors. Okay, this is not there in your handout, but just to understand what is this active front. Active front end means instead of using the rectifier in the front end in the converter, we are using IGBTs. What is the advantage? You don't need a braking resistor, because whenever you give a crash stop to the engine, the energy dissipated. That means the motor now, see, all of a sudden the motor, the energy which is flowing back can be dissipated if you have a braking resistor. In this case, you don't need a braking resistor. This can give back to the system. This is called the active front end. Okay. So this is a VFD working. As I told you, variable frequency drive, it delivers power from the source to the motor in 3 steps. A converter section, which will convert AC into DC. DC will receive the DC supply, it will receive, smooth, stores the power. Then inverter section will convert the DC into AC. How the inverter converts? By switching. So it switches on and off in a sequential manner. So it converts into a variable voltage, variable frequency. This is voltage source inverter. See, sometimes they ask you like VFD is also known as voltage source inverter. Voltage source inverter means there are different topologies and controlling of the VSC. The biggest advantage of voltage source inverter converter is that it can be controlled by pulse width modulations and therefore often referred as a VSI PWM. So this is the VFD concept. AC you can see here 480 volt. This is converted into 650 volt DC. Now what is the purpose of this capacitor? It is filter also. It is storing and preparing input for this inverter section. So three things to understand: a converter section and a DC bus section and an inverter section. What is a converter section? Which converts AC into DC. What is the purpose of DC bus? Which will filter the DC and prepare the input for the input. What is the purpose of inverter? Which will convert a DC supply into AC supply, or you can say fluctuating DC. You see, it is not a pure AC. It is a fluctuating. This output you can see here, it is not a proper sine wave. You see it like almost like a fluctuating DC. Okay, so we have seen what is a pulse width modulation. Pulse width modulation converts into variable voltage and variable frequency in two ways. It converts into variable voltage by varying the pulse width. So by varying the pulse width, your RMS voltage is varied, or we can say the voltage is varied. By varying the switching frequency, your frequency is varied. How fast switching on, switching off, your frequency can be varied. So like see, when you vary the frequency, what happens? You are not changing poles, you are changing frequency. So the speed is varied. This is a basic concept how a VFD is working. In this tutorial, you have three questions. Explain V by F speed control of motors. First question, V by F speed control means, as I told you, flux equal to V by F. We are maintaining constant flux by varying voltage and frequency. Increase the frequency, increase the voltage. Decrease the frequency, decrease the voltage. Maintain the flux constant. This is the V by F control. Second thing, sketch and explain working of a VFD. So you can draw this block diagram, explain what is the function of a converter, what is the function of a DC bus, what is an inverter, how an inverter converts DC supply into AC supply. That method is known as the pulse width modulation. What is pulse width modulation? Then working principle of IGBT. What is the constructional details of an IGBT? It is a combination of a BJT and a MOSFET. BJT is a current control device, MOSFET is a voltage control device. IGBT works both on this, and IGBT is a voltage control device. By giving a positive gate voltage, you can make an IGBT to conduct, a negative voltage, you can cut off the IGBT. Next topic is motor speed control with a thyristor. So let's see this. It's a small topic. You see the thyristor we have studied in the class. The thyristor can be switched off. What is commutation? Commutation means switching off a thyristor. You have two methods. One is a natural commutation, other is a forced commutation. Natural commutation means during the AC supply, when it goes to positive to negative off cycle, it turns off. That is called natural commutation. Forced commutation, we are using LC circuit for turning it off. So thyristor can be turned on by giving a triggering gate signal with a low voltage. Once you give a gate signal, the thyristor is turned on. You cannot switch off the thyristor by gate control. Gate lost the control. Then we have to go for the commutation process, turning off process. Okay. So thyristor can be turned on by triggering the gate terminal with a low voltage, a short duration pulse. But after turning on, it will conduct continuous until the thyristor is reverse biased or load current falls to zero. So one is that reverse bias means when you change the anode to cathode polarity, when you changes, you can turn it off, or you have to bring the load current less than the minimum current, maintaining current, then only it turns off. So the process of turning off thyristor is called the commutation. What is commutation? Turning off a thyristor is called the commutation. What are the methods of commutation? Two types, natural and forced commutation. You see, this is a DC motor speed control using an SCR. So it's very simple system. You can see here, normally a DC motor, what we have discussed yesterday, the DC motor speed can be controlled using either by the armature or the field supply. You said, when you vary the voltage of the armature or the field, you can vary this, control the speed. How do you reverse the direction of a DC motor? Either you change armature supply or you change the field supply. You cannot change both. If you change both, it will run in the same direction. So you can only change one. Change armature or field. So DC motor consists of a field and armature winding. By controlling the voltage to the armature, the speed of the DC motor can be controlled. We know, like if you vary the firing angle of a thyristor here, you can vary the output voltage. So when you vary the output voltage, the armature voltage is varied. Field voltage is constant here. Field is given a separate supply from your AC supply through a transformer, through a rectifier. A constant DC voltage is applied to the field. Armature voltage is varied by using a thyristor. How you vary this armature voltage? By varying the firing angle of this thyristor. You vary the armature field voltage and you can control the speed of a DC motor. So this is a DC motor speed control using SCR. Now this SCR can be used for controlling the speed of induction motor also. How you control the speed of an induction motor? In this case, you need two SCR. Positive off cycle, one SCR conducts, negative off cycle, other SCR conducts. This is one phase. So an induction motor speed is controlled by varying the stator voltage. Because when you vary the stator voltage, your RMS, your rotating magnetic field speed is, your rotating magnetic field speed is also varied. So induction motor speed is controlled by varying the stator voltage. So because you know, like T is directly proportional to S into V square. Torque is directly proportional to V square, but speed is also varied when you vary the voltage. The below figure shows the connection of an SCR for varying the voltage applied to the stator of an induction motor. Each phase consists of two SCRs in anti-parallel, positive off cycle, negative off cycle. One will conduct. So one positive off cycle, one in the negative off cycle. So 6 SCR configurations are used. So this SCR can be used for speed control of induction motor also. Now you see all these gates, it's all triggered by a processor circuits, gating signals. So this will give the gate signals to this, which one will conduct, which will cut off. This is a thyristor controlled load commutator inverter. Now in this you can see here load commutator inverter means here we are using thyristor for the drive speed control. You see this is the motor, these all thyristors. Now the thyristor of the input bridge will control the current to keep at the required level in the DC link. Now here you can see this is a load commutator inverter, or we can say it is an LCI drive, load commutator inverter. Okay, there is a difference between this and VFD and cycloconverter which we discussed. In cycloconverter you will not find this DC link. It is AC to AC, that means fixed frequency to variable frequency. Here in this case we are using thyristors for speed control. The thyristors of the output bridge, this is the output bridge thyristors, which are fired in step with the rotation of the motor, and it acts like an electronic commutator. It will work like a commutator. So the rating of the converter is typically 30 megawatts per unit in marine applications. LCI, the output frequency can exceed the AC supply frequency. To reduce the harmonic distortion, LCI can have different pulses, 6 pulse configurations or 12 pulse also. A DC link between the input and output bridge consists of an inductor which opposes the current changes, therefore smoothens the current. Here also it is using thyristors for controlling the speed. So this is the LCI diagram. If you see LCI schematic diagram, it looks like this. LCI converters are used with the synchronous motors. So generally, this type of thyristors are used with the synchronous motors. And induction motors, we are using VFDs, variable frequency drives, which is using IGBTs. So LCI converters use the thyristors as the switching device. Here we are using thyristors for switching instead of IGBTs. So it shows a simplified topology of an LCI converter. Output bridge thyristors are fired. This one is fired using a natural commutation, which means they start to conduct once they have a forward current through them, and they are capable of developing 100% full load torque. So this is fired in such a sequence that it will produce a DC voltage. The AC voltage, it converts DC into AC. It's fired in steps. How it is fired in steps, you can see here. You see, the output voltage will be something like this in steps. You get an output voltage, sinusoidal output voltage will be something like this. And this is fired using a firing separate triggering circuit. So this load commutator inverters are using thyristors for switching, and VFD is using IGBTs for switching. So in this chapter, there are two questions. Sketch and explain a thyristor controlled motor speed control. So what is this? This is one. This one. This is a DC motor speed control using thyristors. So here I have to explain how you are varying this armature voltage by varying the firing angle. If the firing angle alpha is very less, that means output voltage is more. If the firing angle alpha is very high, output voltage is less. Firing angle means from where it start firing. So higher firing angle means less voltage. Small firing angle means more voltage. So you can vary the output voltage by varying the firing angle of these thyristors. So basically you are varying the armature voltage and you can control the speed. Second question is sketch and explain an LCI converter. LCI converter is you can draw this diagram or you can draw this diagram, 6 pulse LCI converter. How it is working? It is used with the synchronous motors and the switching applications. Here we are using thyristors. So in LCI converters, square waves are used. The thyristor output voltages bridge are fired in step. It is fired in step with the rotation of the motor and act as an electronic commutator. So this works by using a back EMF of the motor also to give a natural commutation. So the back EMF of the motor, which is again opposite to the applied voltage, gives a commutation voltage to these thyristors. So this is about for this today, and you can go through all the slides. The evening classes, you can ask me any particular slide which you want to discuss. Go through the tutorials. See if you have any difficulty with the answer in the tutorials. If you ask me, I will explain to you. Hello, all of you can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can hear you. Yes, yes.
Yes, we can hear.
Sir.
We have a repetition class in the evening. So whatever the doubts you can ask me in that, you want to clarify anything, you have any questions about the tutorial questions or any particular topic, please, I will come to chat mode also. You can tell me if anything to be discussed. So we finished with this, and the next class will be,
Sir, one question.
yes,
Are you using the same network like Chief does? Because yours is somehow a little bit weak in connection.
I'm using the same because we have got different networks. The networks are
Yeah, but
it's coming
Chief
weak.
does is a little bit better than yours. The voice is somehow intermittent, so it's breaking down at some point.
Yeah, I can
This was
see
a little
sometimes
bit
the
different.
signal
I
is
don't know.
coming, little unstable message is coming the network. Anyway,
Okay.
I have sent you all the slides, today's the slides. Hope you received it. You check the mail.
Yes,
we have.
receive.
Okay. So you go through all the slide also. You can tell me if any slide which is not clear. We can discuss in the repetition classes. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay. See you.
See you.
See you.